What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing, child? I'm on lunch, and I figured I'd come and talk to y'all about, just about some random shit, I guess. Who, child? How y'all doing? So, first and foremost, I feel like I owe you guys an apology about yesterday. Before I get anything out of the way, yesterday was the 1 month anniversary of my friend's passing, because y'all know he passed September the 11th. So I've been kind of that, but some days are better than others, and yesterday was really a bad day for me, and it just seemed that like nothing was going right. But if I could just ask y'all one favor, and I hope this doesn't sound rude, but please stop messaging Chef Dada when I do this, like when I make a live venting, cause y'all have to understand that Chef Don Don, although me and him are really good friends and we're getting closer, you have to understand that like you're not the main character in everybody's life. You know what I'm saying? And he is dealing with so much on his plate already. Yeah, you're literally talking about somebody who's battling, cancer. And not only that, but fighting for the health of, his family as well. So like in my opinion, I don't think that it's appropriate to Okay. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. But what I was saying was that oh yeah, cut out. Hello? 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 Can y'all hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know. Let me know, child. Cause I don't want to be talking. Ain't saying nothing. You went back in the dungeon. Okay, so y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. So like what I'm saying is that like Chef Don Don is already dealing with a lot himself, and you cannot burden people who already have a lot of burdens themselves. So I would really appreciate if y'all don't do that. I appreciate the concern and things like that, but although I'm not that big of a fan, I'd rather y'all, message me versus, messaging, him at the moment. If, I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, like, I just want to be courteous towards him because Chef Danan is battling his own stuff that is really challenging mentally and emotionally, and it's unfair to him for him to be burdened with my problems as well. That's just the way I see it. Delightful DLB. So is it delightful Deb or delightful DLB? Like I'm saying, it looks like what is the D stand for? Y'all listen. I don't know if I need to go meditate or something. I don't know what is gonna. But y'all, I feel like my videos are off. I don't like my content. I don't like it. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been happy with it. Jokes jokes are not coming to me as easily as they usually do. Usually it just flows out. Now I have to think about it. It's not. It's coming across kind of forced, And I need to try to figure out how can I get back to a place to where like making these videos are easy for me again, because I used to just be able to just turn on the camera and just, say whatever I needed to say, right? But within the last month, it feels like I have not been able to do that. That's why I did a lot of pre-recorded content when I had first came back, because I didn't feel like I had enough energy to give to a live, because there's so many people talking, so many people that, want their comments read, and, you're giving your energy out to so many people, you're trying to entertain everybody all at once. It was just easier for me to do a pre-recorded, review and then just upload that. But, as I've embarked back on doing lives again, I'm just trying to figure out how I can get back to that place that it was really easy for me to, I guess, make people laugh, and not only make people laugh, but make myself laugh. I usually make myself laugh, and then y'all just laugh because y'all thought it was funny as well. But I'm not even making myself laugh. If that makes any sense. But y'all say that y'all are liking it, but I'm feeling a little bit, it's because you need to take time to fully heal yourself, and not doing what you feel obligated to do. YouTube will be here whenever you're fully ready and capable of giving your all, Jeremy. Too. I mean, but I'm saying, like, the issue is that, like, so does my life just stop, and when am I just gonna automatically feel better? I don't feel like that will ever happen. Honestly, is it gonna take a month? Is it gonna take 2 months? Is it gonna take a year? It's gonna take 2 years? Like somebody I've known for 15 years just died. Somebody that's been my best friend for 15 years just died. Somebody who's my brother, who I spend my Christmases, my Thanksgivings, my holidays with, they're gone. And I honestly don't know how long this process of grieving is going to be. And I think it's quite unfair, to my channel, just for me to just sit and let it die. And leaving for X amount of time can definitely kill your channel. Like, it definitely will. I would have to start. I would have to start back over right where I left off, and I'll lose my monetization. If you don't upload for a specific period of time after you get monetized, they take away your monetization. You have to apply for it again. So that's why I'm kind of constrict. Like, that's why I'm kind of. Oh, hold on. Okay, this should be. That's where a lot of my hesitation comes from. You know, I feel that like my channel will, like, and then like some people told me that, the last thing you should do is just stop doing what you're doing. You should continue to push forward. Each day you'll learn how to cope better. That's what I've been taught. You know, have you thought about grief counseling? I have thought about that, but I just got finished doing therapy. You know, and I didn't necessarily feel like it was for me. I don't know. I didn't feel like maybe I just didn't get I didn't have a good therapist, but I didn't really enjoy myself, honestly. Right. So so yeah, like I'm having a lot of, like, inner conflictions about things. Child, it is okay to feel lonely. Just stop thinking about, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to, like, to do this, but like, it's kind of warm outside, and it's a little bit too cold, too warm for me to just like have my windows down. So I need to give me a second. I'm gonna like it's always like this. Like whenever I turn my car on, it just automatically hooks up my Bluetooth. Although the Bluetooth is literally crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Like, all I'm trying to do is just figure out how to handle this the best way possible. I already battle and I already struggle with chronic major depressive disorder. So I have my peaks and valleys just by myself. And on top of like dealing with grief, on top of that, it really has maximized a lot of it. And the last thing I want to do is go back into the patterns that I used to have where I would just sit in my room, not get out of bed and, just be completely defeated. And then, gain all of that weight and then, just start being unhealthy. I don't want to do that. And that's why I'm trying to really push. Like I've been going to the gym. I've continued like my training sessions again. I've tried to keep myself out of the house. Not saying that I haven't tried to face my emotions. I've definitely cried plenty of tears. But I'm saying that like I just don't want to allow myself to drown in grief, if that makes any sense. Who child? My heart goes out to you. Grief is hard. And I'd rather y'all pray for the families of all of the deceased parties, rather than, pray for me. His mom, although I'm hurting, I can't even imagine her pain of burying her child. So, the other families burying their children as well. Like this is a terrible situation that has happened. So So please pray for, Trey Sean's family. His mother's name is Tracy. So in case y'all wanted to put her on the prayer list, that would be really awesome. I would really appreciate that because I mean, yeah, but I don't want to make this, about me. It's not like, it's not about me. Although I'm dealing, with the effects, of losing my best friend, I understand that, my grief is not even, comparable to his mother's grief. I've always been, maybe I'm just been a little bit too thoughtful. I don't know, but yes, you can pray for us all at the same time. Like y'all don't understand. Like I've been really trying to, push out content again, and it's just been really difficult. And even my Real Housewives of Potomac review, the first one that I did, I was not pleased with it, which is why I did a follow up one talking about like, let's talk about it, like Real Housewives of Potomac season 7, episode 1. It's because I felt like I was not as fluid as I usually am on videos, so I just made a follow up video that did better than the first video, which I'm not surprised about. You are such a good person, Jeremy. Thanks. I mean, but why? What made you say that? I appreciate that, though. I'm not like feeling like that great of a person. I recently just got into one of my roommates, And child, that's a whole nother thing. I apologize and everything, but he's still being kind of like, rude. But I'm letting it go. There's nothing else I can really do about it. But yeah, happiness I thought was a choice. Like that's I used to say that happiness is a choice, but it's really not. It's really not, because you could want to be happy. You could do everything in your power to be happy, but it's not a genuine happiness if you really don't feel it on the inside. And you can't force yourself to feel something that's not there. You can force yourself to replicate the actions of somebody who is happy, but you can't replicate an emotion that you genuinely don't feel. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Monique. Monique, don't start making me tear up, please. Like, don't do that. But yeah. Um, I can agree to disagree, Tanka J. Um, I think it's kind of like it can kind of be irresponsible to tell people that happiness is a choice, because a lot of people do everything in their power to try to be happy. A lot of people do everything in their power to decide happiness. For example, let's just look at, I think her name, wasn't it Miss Universe or Miss USA, the one who jumped off the building? She had for a long time pushed forward and tried to choose happiness, but she never felt it genuinely, no matter what happened, no matter if she won, Miss Universe, she became a lawyer, she was doing this, she was hanging out with people, she was trying, but her insides were not happy. Although she was trying to replicate the emotion on the outside, she didn't feel it on the inside to a point to where she could not bear it anymore. And you don't want to tell people, because you don't want to make people feel that they're not doing enough to be happy. I wish, but the brain is powerful and grief is a bitch. Yeah, it is. You can choose to fake being happy in hopes of trying to be happy. I've never been a happy person, but I've been content and had moments of happiness. And that's why, you know, I'm that's why I really want to follow God as much as I can, because he is a source of joy and happiness and peace. And I oftentimes think about, when I'm dead and gone, whenever that time may come, how I would want, to be in the presence of the Lord, how I would never have to cry again, at least out of, unhappiness. It's no unhappiness, it's no pain, it's no suffering. You're forever with the King. Every tear that, that comes into your eye, he will wipe it away. I hope that for myself in the future. You know, I think about that a lot. Believe that getting out of bed is a choice. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to keep myself busy. I've been trying not to allow myself to sulk in, grief. Like, I gave myself a good week or two to cry and to feel like, to allow my emotions to just like completely drown me. But after the 2 weeks were gone and the funeral was over, and I had to go back to my life, go back to work, I said I'm gonna make a conscious decision to try to step outside of my usual tactics in handling my depression. And I'm really going to try to better myself. And I'm really going to try to push myself to a better place. But like, yeah, so it's, and on top of that, y'all, like I already told you, I've been dating somebody. And yesterday, like I told you, I was not in a great mood. So I messaged him, and I was, and because I was supposed to, like, we were supposed to, like, hang out that night, chill or whatnot. And I told him, like, just to forewarn you, like, I'm in a depressed state right now, and I'll try my best to make sure that my emotions are, intact, when I see you, but like, I just want to give you a heads up. And he messaged me like the sweetest thing. He said to me, "Come as you are, you know, um, I'll just wrap my arms around you and give you all the hugs and kisses that you need and make sure that you're okay." And that was, y'all, y'all listen. That really touched me. And then when I, like, when I got there, he was just listening to me. He's so attentive, and he's just such a great guy. And but I'm scared of being in a relationship. Oh God, I am going through a lot of stuff, and I've had to slow this down, like, quite a bit, you know, um, and say, I'm not, I don't like to rush into things, but I do have somebody that is definitely a contender to cuff me. Like, baby, look. My mom and nephew 4-year anniversary is the 25th of November 12th. So this is time of year is beyond hard for me. So I have to keep busy because grief can take you out of here. We just gotta hold on to God's hand. And that's another thing. Like, that's another thing that I'm feeling, because, like, Trayshawn was not saved. None of those people in the car were. Nobody was saved. Like, they they did not live a life, that is pleasing towards God. And I am honest enough to say that. And everybody has their own life to live and their own ending to face. And I guess, like, another part of me feels a lot of discomfort about his death. And the family, not the family. I don't want to say the family, but I say his friends. I bet his other friends are saying, he's resting in peace, and he's with God. And I was like, are we saying that because we believe that, or are we saying it because that just makes us feel better? And I'm not here to try to say where anybody is going or where anybody goes after death, but I'm saying it's very important for us to, if we want to go into the pearly gates, if you want to be in the house of God, to live your life in a way that is pleasing towards Him, I'm not going to lie to myself and say, oh, Trayshawn is, chilling with God, chilling with the Lord, like, because I don't know if that's the case or not. And that's what brings me a lot of, a lot of discomfort about all of this as well, because, like, my faith versus all of this, like when my aunt had passed, like, I wasn't as affected, because I knew, at least I felt a strong feeling that she went to go be with God. She went to go be with the Lord. She had just given her life back over to God. She ended up passing subsequently, and that was that. But in this case, he didn't even get a chance to give his life over. Maybe he got to say it, maybe he got to, say it quickly in the like, but that's not even the story that I got, because one of the surviving members of the crash said it happened so fast that no, they couldn't even react to it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And I pray a lot, y'all, that my best friend is resting in peace, that God, has allowed him into, his home, like that God has welcomed him, in with open arms. You don't know what his last thoughts were as he left this earth. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And that makes me like all of that makes me a little bit uncomfortable because it scares me. But less, but although it scares me, and although you know I hope for the best, we all have to be honest. And just because you die does not mean you automatically get sent to heaven. That is not how this goes. That's not. And that's being honest. And I'm not here to say who and who does not go, or whatnot. But I'm just gonna be honest and just say, like, a lot of us, we lie to ourselves because we want things sound better than they are. I remember I had read in the Bible that, even if you get killed, inhumanely, against, wrongfully, that has nothing to do with Jesus. Like, what happens in the afterlife depends on how your relationship was with him. The way that you die or how tragic it may be can be is like makes him know never mind. And like I said, when it comes to God, I'm not here to make people feel better. I'm not here to lie to people. I'm here to give it up the way that, like, I read it, that I read the word. And I don't know if y'all have ever felt this, but when you read the word, you're supposed to feel discomfort. I believe you're supposed to feel discomfort. Whenever you read the word, you never feel like, oh, I got this all down, or I got this, all the way. You're supposed to like have a constant want to better yourself in the eye of God. That's the way this goes. You're supposed to try to live your life righteously every day. And when you fall down, repent, get up and go try again. So he said he said it himself. He said that, many are called but few are chosen. And I feel like a lot of times it's because we don't think about this stuff about whenever we pass. We don't think about this stuff. We lie to ourselves and just say that, just because, we pass away, that we're automatically, with God, and that's not the truth in a lot of cases. Honestly, I knew someone who was dead from a car crash, and she recants that her baby daddy's soul came over to hers and told her to wake up because someone had to be there for the kids. I mean, that could be the truth. I mean, that could be possible as well. I don't negate that. Whew. But I just hope what I'm saying does not, I hope y'all understand me. I've never been a big fan of, I've never been a fan of itching, like of ear itching, sermons or, doctrine, that makes you feel good. Like, it's not our job to feel good. It's our job to, be better. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way that I believe. I just don't believe that, when you die, you automatically go to heaven. That is not the case. A lot of us are going to hell, honestly, truthfully. We don't like to hear it because it makes us feel uncomfortable, but that is the truth. Most of us don't live our life in the righteous way, which is why God had also stated in the Bible that, many are called, like he's put out a blast call for all to come, but few are chosen because they don't do the work. They're not sacrificing themselves, for the kingdom, right? Child, I was not planning on going into sermon mode, child. All I can tell you is keep your relationship with God, not having a form of godliness, because we will never be without sin. We were born in sin. Yes, I understand that we were born in sin, and like sin is going to be something that we all have to deal with, and that's understandable. But I think a lot of times that we often it's like we often follow a doctrine that is false, and it's called, like, once saved always saved. Just because you give your life over to God and you say it once does not mean that your soul is just saved from that point on. No, you have to constantly be in a state of, of crucifying your flesh, crucifying, your fleshly desires, and also repentance as a constant thing. You can never repent enough. And I used to that's what I've always told all of my friends. That's what I even said that in a couple conversations to Chef Don Don about constant repentance. I look, my goal, I just don't want any one of y'all, if anything happened to y'all, to be on the other side and y'all say nobody told y'all. Just know that this conversation that we having, wherever you may hear it, this wherever you may go, this conversation will be replayed in the afterlife, and you will take responsibility for for what you're hearing and the actions that you take therefore afterwards. Okay, like it's I told y'all I've had like my own supernatural experience when it comes to hell. And one thing that happened to me is that, I when I had started to experience it, I had said, but I didn't know. Then all of a sudden, all of these different instances where, somebody had told me something, or I saw something, or I read something, or God has gave me an inkling about something, and I ignored it, and then continued to do whatever I wanted to do. That replayed, as I was, in wherever I was at, and all I could feel was a lot of regret, a lot of a lot of pain, a lot of wishing that I made better decisions. Because after we leave this place, you realize how insignificant most of the stuff that we've wasted our time on is. You know what I'm saying? So those of y'all who do not have a relationship with God, I just say, please go and try to make it right. Because you really never know when he is going to call us home. I consider myself spiritual than religious. I speak to God and try to better myself. And I hope that he sees that this as me trying my best. Quinita, I'm just gonna say, if you really want to get to know God, I'm trying to tell you, reading the Bible definitely makes a difference. And I know a lot of people say start at the New Testament. I started at the Old Testament.
And hey, Aunt Ann, how are you? I started at the Old Testament. Hey, actually, Aubrey, I started at the Old Testament, and then I went to the New Testament, and I was able to see the duality of God. The giving, the nurturing, the loving. The sacrificing Himself for all of us. And then in the older Testament, I was able to see how His anger, His wrath, His rage, His requirement of righteousness, like he's a God of duality. Just because Jesus has laid down His life for all of us does not negate the fact that there's also wrath that we have to be aware of. And right, Natalie, you're like the words should match up with the life. It should. It should. I'm not gonna lie to. I'm not gonna disagree with that at all. I 100% agree. Ciao. But we only got about 4 more minutes, y'all. I really do try not to, go into, stuff that has to deal, with Christianity or, the Bible and stuff like that, because I understand that not everybody, believes in that. Not everybody has the same set of beliefs that I do, and I respect that. And I don't want anybody to feel like I'm forcing my beliefs onto them. But sometimes like I end up going on these tangents, and I'm working on it. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, when I read my Bible for the first time, like front to back, well, I ain't gonna say front to back, child. I have like a couple more books I'd probably need to finish. But it's like the numbers. It's like Leviticus and stuff like that. It's like the law, like the law of Moses and stuff like that, child. But when you read the Old Testament and the New Testament, you really do get a wider understanding of who God is and what He wants, what He asks for, His like His intricate thinking, you know. Don't quote unquote work on it. It is your true calling. A lot of people in the past have told me that they feel like I have a calling to, like, to preach, but I honestly don't know why people feel that way. All I'm saying is stuff that literally you can all of y'all can read yourselves. Like, I'm not saying anything like, I don't feel like I am. I'm saying anything like I'm breaking, you know, I'm you know I'm revealing like some like secret code. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have like a spirit of prophecy or anything. All I'm doing is just telling y'all what I read and how I interpreted it. I don't you know I don't believe that what I'm doing is that special. Honestly, y'all like if like there's plenty of people who share the exact same beliefs and know the same stuff that I do as well. Plenty of people. Okay, thank you for allowing me to go. Who child? Um, and not gonna lie, like my spirit, like my spirituality. I'm not gonna say I hate that word. My connection with God is another reason why I'm hesitant on getting in relationships as well, because I have like inner conflictions about a lot of different things. So, child, I am complicated. I am complicated. I'm trying. Look, I am complicated. I need y'all to understand that. And I just like, child. Sometimes it would have been easier just to never been born than to live on the earth and go to hell. Like that, like it's better to just never have been born at all. Like it's a struggle. Sometimes I be wondering, like, sometimes I wish, like, right after I repent, that God just snatches me up right then and there, just like lift me up, give me a old Enoch treatment, or Elijah, you know, carry me up, But then I understand that it can't be that easy. You have to earn, you have to earn it, It's not gonna just be given to you. Heaven is like eternal joy and rewards, and that doesn't come, easy. Ah, Jesus. I'm so ready to get off work. I only have like a couple more hours left. I leave at 4:30. It's about to be 2. I only have like a couple more invoices to complete. Then I can go get myself, in the bed, chill for a little bit because I got to go to the gym tonight. And I think I've lost a total of 20 pounds, child. Listen, I've stopped drinking soda. I really don't even drink juice that much, and I don't really eat out. Like a lot of times when I do go on my lunch breaks, it's really me nowadays. Just talking to y'all. Jeremy, are you a medical biller? No, I'm not. I'm a financial analyst. Elijah and his chariot. And Mama Mariah hug boy. Child, yeah. But I hope y'all, enjoyed this conversation. For the people who say stop drinking soda, what do you drink instead? Water? You drink water, or you drink like natural juices that come from actual fruit, not processed or anything. You can just drink that. But I mostly just drink bottles of water. But y'all, I'm gonna thank y'all for listening to me, listen to me ramble and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It feels good to get this stuff off my chest. I love every single one of y'all. Okay. Um, and I hope, ooh, Chef Downtown is going live in 30 minutes. I cannot wait. I just got my notification. But yeah, so yeah, y'all. Much love, much peace, and I hope that y'all really enjoy y'all day. And really, I hope y'all took what I said in this live and y'all really try to apply it, to your own lives. And to if those of y'all who are grieving or going through depression, hopefully, I'm giving you something that you can, relate to. Yeah, so I love everybody and I hope y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. All right. Y'all have a good day. Bye.